Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I've got the Spyderco Techno 1 here with me for a review. As usual, we're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this guy. But first of all, let's just do a quick size comparison up against some other Spydercos. This is the Para 3, right over here. This is your Spyderco Tenacious. As you can see, just a little bit bigger of the Para 3, but this guy is still a little bit small. And just because we have it right over here, this is Para Military 2. So check this out. Pretty huge. And up against some other Spyderco, this is the Mac B. Of course, very tiny right over there. And let's do it up against this guy over here. This is the Kaiser Microlith over here, so very comparable in size. This is a pretty cool liner lock, very interesting. And yeah, why not? Let's do it up against the small Sebenza 21. So this is a very nice knife. It's the Techno. It's pretty famous. The lines are just curves. This guy is made in Taiwan, in the factory of Taichung, right over here, and it's pretty cool. I like it. There's very nice and soft lines, basically all rounded off, all the way around. This is a titanium frame lock, just two pretty thick slabs of titanium. When it's closed, it's 3.43 inches. When it's open, is 5.8, and it's very nice. I mean, the scales are made out of a nice stone-washed titanium with this chamfering going on all around here. Very cool. There's no skeletonization on the inside, as you can see, and there's only the thumb hole for as a deployment mechanism, which is nicely chamfered. Really good job they've done around here, so it's not gonna create any finger sore whatsoever. There is this big curve right over here, which is gonna serve also like as a finger groove. There's no inner chamfering, but it's not like really sharp, I would say, in any ways. There's some jimping going on in the right over here in the top part of the blade and in the back spacer right there. And of course you got your lanyard hole right over here, which is drilled through the back spacer as well. There's a very nice lock release relief. Look at this cut out over here. It's very comfortable for your thumb, and they even milled out this area over here on the lock bar in order for your thumb just to be like this and just to be able to push the lock bar away. Very interesting. There is no lock face insert in this one, but I don't feel any lock stick, so very cool. But there's no lock bar stabilizer, so you see there's nothing that is gonna hold you from overextending the lock bar into this direction, so just be careful and not to apply too much pressure. The screw size are like T8 for the pivot and a T6 for the handle, and another T8 for the screw over here in the back and for the pocket clip right over here, which is gonna give your knife like a very straightforward and pretty easy disassembly. It's gonna be very nice and easy job to do. The screws are not protruding, completely flat, flush with the scales, and it's a nice design overall. It's very cool. It has a nice wired clip over here, which is gonna be deep carry, so this little chunk is gonna stick out from your pocket, so very nice job. It's reversible. Sorry. You cannot do like tip up carry. It's gonna be, sorry, tip down. It's gonna be only tip up carry right over here, but it's gonna be reversible. It's not ambidextrous because the lock bar is only on this side, of course. And overall, I mean, this is a very cool design, guys. The blade is 2.55 inch long. The steel is CTS XHP. and it has a very cool finish, which is reserved to the higher end blades like the Paisan and you know, blades with like higher end blades made out of this factory in Taiwan. They're gonna receive this pretty cool mirror washed finish. So basically it's like a stone wash and then it's mirror polished. So beautiful, beautiful job indeed. The stock thickness, it's very thick because, like for example, if you compare this one to the Paramilitary 2, look at this. That's pretty thick right over there. Or if you check, for example, like your Spidey Chef. See what I'm talking about? So the slicing properties of these guys are not, this guy are not going to be like ideal because yes, it's a tall blade, but it's quite thick. And this blade is just full flat grind. There's a pretty thick tip right over here, but the and you're gonna have basically all belly, yeah, just a little bit of plain, like flat edge, all plain, of course, right up to here. You have a nice finger choil, but you can, if you can see, it's relatively thin. Like over here, it's relatively thin behind the edge, but it thickens up because the stock is that thick. So also you have the like the plunge grind right over here, like intersecting the Spidey hole, which is beautifully chamfered, and not reaching up this area over here. Just a little bit of hint of flat right up here. So I would say technically it's like a full flat grind because it reaches the spine over here, which is, by the way, beautifully crowned and chamfered like nicely. It's very, very nice to the touch. There's a little bit of jimping going on. It's not too aggressive. You're gonna feel it. It's quite functional, I have to say. There is the usual billboarding from Spyderco, like the logo over here, the steel employed, the brand, and of course the factory, and of course logo right over there. The sound this guy makes, it's very interesting because I mean it's not anonymous. It's still very nice. It's a very nice clack, but it's on the soft side. So you can, of course, like thumb flick it and it's gonna give you a higher pitch clack rather than, you know, the classic two-handed opening like this. When you close it, guys, this is pretty silent and almost inaudible. Very nice muffled sound. This guy is running on washers, so you can hear a little bit rubbing them against the scales. The weight, it's 3.6 ounces, so not super light. It's, I mean, it has a nice heft to it because it's a little bit small, but it's dense. When you hold it in the hand, there's basically only one hot spot brought up by the clip ramp over here, and overall it's gonna give you a nice and solid grip if you hold it like this. If you hold it a little bit on the in a recessed position, a little bit back, you're gonna eliminate a little bit the hot spot from the pocket clip, but your grip is gonna be a little bit less secure. The jimping is quite functional. You cannot really choke it up. I mean, you can just use your thumb like that if you want to do some scraping kind of thing. But overall, I mean, this guy is feels pretty solid in the hand. The slabs of titanium are quite thick. The backspacer is going to bring up some more rigidity to the whole structure. The finish, the texture is pretty smooth and slick because it's stone washed. So it might get slippery if you have like oily hands, for example. There is no blade play. This feels like truly solid in the hand. The clip retention is it's very nice. It's not too springy. It's the right amount to securely keep your knife in your pocket. So very nice job. Even if honestly, I mean, it's not the most attractive clip ever designed. It's a wire clip, but yeah, it's functional, so it's nice. The deployment speed, it's overall good because you have a nice cutout over here, which is gonna let you just use your thumb like this, and you can just deploy it like that. So very, very good. There's not really much space for your Spidey flick, but if you're good enough, you can just use this jimping right over here and do like a front flip like that. So you have also the option of opening with 2 fingers, of course, and the chamfering around this hole will not give you any finger sore whatsoever. It's overall smooth, running on washers. The detent strength is a little bit, I would say, on the light side. It's not too strong, and when the blade is closed and you rub it, you rub your finger like here, you cannot, it's not gonna get snagged by the tip of the blade. So very nice design. Of course, what I really appreciate is like this design over here to leave the whole Spidey hole accessible to the thumb, to your thumb, and the deployment is like super easy, as well as it's gonna be super easy the disengagement of the lock bar, because you're just gonna do this and boom, and it's done. So very, very good job, guys. There is no detent ball ramp. In fact, you have this hard step right over here, and of course there's no guillotine effect, no free fall action whatsoever, because it's not a flipper, it's not running on bearings, so don't expect that kind of action. But overall, I mean, this guy looks pretty good, has a nice sound and a pretty cool grip, if you ask me, even if it's a small one. So there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.